Welcome one and all to the Season 6, Round 11 here in Monza of the C4 F1 2019 Championships. And we are poised, ready for qualifying at the Italian Grand Prix at the Temple of Speed in Monza. And we're just getting all the cars out on track now. We're on board with Fifi in the Toro Rosso, currently second in the order, out on his out lap as they go down towards the Della Roggia chicane. So far, everybody currently out on soft. Do have Super Bounty currently set on the mediums in the pits, so he could be going for the alternate strategy early on in this quali session. We've got on board with the man at the front, and the current championship leader, Gu in the Red Bull, has a commanding lead in the championship, almost 50 points clear at the top, so he'll be looking to extend his lead at the top today. And also looking at It's Billy in the Red Bull, who's got pole at the last two races in Spa in Belgium and Budapest, Hungary. And we're going underway. We're going to follow him through his first lap here as he breaks down into turn one. Very hardest braking point on the track, best overtaking spot in the race, coming down with speeds of almost 350 kilometers per hour, and he works his way up through the Curva Grande, going through that middle sector. See what his first exit is going to be as he approaches the Della Roggia chicane. It's a 26 flat. Good start for him. He's very clean through the chicane. You've got yellow flags at turn one. Looks like one of the Mercedes has had an off, maybe a spin, as he goes through Lesmo 1 and into Lesmo 2. No yellow flags affecting this run, of course. Out first on track. DRS wide open as he works his way towards Ascari. Getting a good run. One of the DRS points on the track. One of the two DRS points on the track. He goes through Ascari now. Another yellow flag just behind. He's nothing to worry. Purple in the middle sector as he works his way towards that final chicane. Final corner of the Parabolica. Very fast. Works his way down into fifth gear. He's looking to build it up as he runs toward the line, using all of the track there. And what's the time going to be? It's a 1:21 flat as he backs off for that lap. See, someone's gone off massively there in the... and it's Brandon who's gone off as he works his way out of the gravel trap just beyond the Lesmo. And people setting times now, all in the low 121s at the moment. Brandon's locked up again and gone off. See Skippy now as he works his way through Ascari, and he's just on his lap here. Clips the curve a little bit, holds it through nicely as he works his way down to the Parabolica. Yellow flag in sector one again, but I think everyone's moving okay now towards the Parabolica. Trying to carry the speed through best we can. Drops it down to fourth, better acceleration. Got another yellow flag on track. Works his way towards the line, building up through the gears. Got a new fast lap. Is Dr. Stephen, who's got his first man into the 1:20s. And then we'll go on board with Composite in the Red Bull, who are currently leading the constructors, dominating the constructors, thanks to their drivers being first and fourth in the championship. He goes through the first Lesmo here, taking a nice bit of apex on the exit, carrying the speed through. And now, good run through the second Lesmo as he looks to open the DRS and work towards Ascari. Yellow flags cleared at the Parabolica, so we don't have to worry about that on board here. And it's Billy's hit a crazily quick lap of 1:20.5, and he's just cut the chicane, cut the corner there. But a great lap from It's Billy, who is 4/10 clear at the front. He'd be very happy with that. A 1:20.5. See someone try and find someone on a lap. The Composite, is he just coming into the pits? Yes, he is. So we'll look on board with Skippy. as he works his way towards the Parabolica. Yellow flags at the end of that, but they've cleared now. Down into third temporarily, but as he now builds it up, is he going to pull into the pit lane? Good run off the final corner. He's going to go for it. What is the time going to put him in the order? It's a slight improvement, but he's just sitting on the back of the main group of cars on a 121.6. A super bounty on the mediums goes in a 121.8. Good lap on the mediums. He's managed to jump one of the soft runners. And now, yeah, thanks to one. Skippy's just outbraked himself there and gone off. Mercedes going to go on board with Russ as he works his way towards Ascari. Trying to get a clean run through here and carry the speed towards the Parabolica. Towards the final corner, turn 11. Where's his first time going to put him? And we'll just cut to Fifi after this. See where he can put himself on the board. And it's into P10. So we go on board with Fifi as he starts his lap now. There's a request from the comments. He goes through the curve of granite. There's a yellow flag up ahead. It looks like it could be one of the Renaults. And it is one of those. I think we could have a potential retirement there. Oh no, he's got going. They're all okay. He's worked his way through first Lesmo down into fourth. And get a nice run out into the second one. Clean through the second Lesmo as they works towards Ascari, opens the DRS and builds his way up through the gears. Surprisingly only using overtake mode rather than hot lap on the ERS. They're a little bit compromised with that, but as he now comes into 8, 9 and 10, more commonly known as Ascari, little bit twitchy on the rear as he works his way through, but he got through it cleanly. This will be his first lap in the session. And down into the Parabolica. Down into fourth, he's going to use all the road, carry the speed through, keep the momentum going as he works his way towards the line. And where's this lap going to put him? It's P7 Fifi, a 121.4 right in the mix there. In a very tight group of cars. Looks like we've got Skippy getting out of the way there very diligently as he's eking himself around very slow. I think he's run out of fuel, judging by what I'm seeing. So that is a big blow for him. Risking it, trying to go as quickly as possible. We're going to go on board with Gu, who is your current championship leader in this series. He's 1/10 down on his original first sector time as he works his way up towards the first Lesmo, carrying the speed through. Got another yellow flag. I think it's just for the slow moving Renault. He comes out of Lesmo 2 onto the back straight, opens the DRS, working towards Ascari now. Got a bit of traffic up ahead, but hopefully it won't affect him. Pulls to the left hand side, very hard to concentrate when you've got soft cars doing that, but fair play to him getting out of the way as he now works towards Parabolica, getting a slipstream from the car in front. Looks like it could be one of the Alphas. It's Mr. Herbo. As he go into Parabolica, he's going to be compromised going up. Oh, he's got to take the inside line almost there. But at least he got the toe towards the corner. And now working towards the line. Will he improve on this lap? He does. It's a 120.59, just less than a tenth now behind It's Billy. And here, I think he'll be happy with that, considering maybe lost a bit of time at the end. Running towards the line is also Monkey Bag, who does improve to a 121.3. So he'll be happy with that. Jumping almost, tantalising close to the 1 minute 20s, as you've got a lot of cars coming out now. Obviously just coming into the pits. Skippy still making his way back round. We'll go on board with Pete as he looks to be on a flying, maybe not, maybe just about to start one. He's only in low ERS mode, could be coming to the pits. And he does peel into the pits. Go on board with your current pole sitter, Brannon 99.9. Not sure if he is on a fly. I think he is, as he now works his way down the back straight. DRS wide open. Got a yellow flag set to 3 again. That's just for the Renault. And into Ascari now. Carrying good speed through here. to get that good run towards the final corner. Up into 8th gear, saying no ERS deployment there, so maybe he's just on his outlap looking to set it up for another attempt to try and improve that pole lap. And he pulls into the pits. Is anyone on a flyer at the moment? Hayward is just on his outlap, so he's about to start of the lap. Follow him through here. Almost hitting 350 kph as he goes towards turn 1. On the brakes just for the 100 meter board. Try and get it through here nice and clean. Just missed the apex there, but hits that one perfectly. And now running out of turn 2, works his way through the Curva Grande. Turn 3, the long sweeping corner that works his way as most of the first sector towards the Della Roger chicane. Braking just before the 100 meter board. He's gone a little bit wide there, but he should be okay as he bounces over the curbs. Currently in P9 as he goes through the first Lesmo. Looking to run out wide perfectly there, carrying the speed as he goes towards the second Lesmo. Clipping it perfectly, and then he opens the DRS along the back straight. Going towards Ascari. 344 kilometers per hour as he works his way through, trying to keep it nice and clean, carry the speed. Yellow flag in sector 2. Looks like it could be one of the Ferraris who's gone off, but it's carried on as we're going towards the Parabolica. Down into 5th gear. Let's keep the car stable as they run to the line. As Dopeyman has gone fastest with a 120.3, cracking that from him as he goes a 10th clear at the top. Hayward does not improve, 1/10 down. Great lap from Dopeyman. Puts himself fastest. Looks like Idsville could be on another flyer as well. We'll stay on board with him for the rest of this lap. He looks to try and regain pole, of course, which he has had for the previous 2 races in Hungary and Spa. Up into 8th gear, DRS wide open. Well, never yellow flag was in turn 1, so we'll be fine here. Down into a Sky, 8, 9 and 10, a little bit wide there, but he could get away with it as he goes towards the Parabolica. The straight between between 10 and 11. Drops down the gears as he looks to build it back up now, up through the gears towards, oh no, he pulls into the pits. Thinks better of it this time around. So JP Man's going to pull into the pits as well. Super bouncy, going towards the end of the lap now in the mid 120s. Just needs a little improvement to get past Goo. Will he be coming into the pits? I think he might be. Yeah, just pulling into the pits. Composite now in P9, currently 4th in the championship, of course, teammate of the championship leader. He's very, very marginal on the ERS, and less than 5% now as he just front out before the line. But he's got a 121.1, so definitely room for improvement if he can set another lap. It's happening. I think maybe somebody cut across the chicane just to let others through. It's like Goo did that. He could just be on an out lap, or maybe just outbrake himself a little bit. So on board with Dr. Stephen as he works his way in the middle sector through the 2 Lesmos now. Along the short run between them, dives down on that camber corner. Definitely helps carry the speed as DRS opens. Another driver who I think maybe has gone for a double run here as he's very low on ERS deployment. 6% now, but he builds it back up as he gets into the braking zone. Clips a nice bit of curve there, but manages to keep the car steady and the run towards the final corner. Interesting if he goes down into 4th, trying to get a bit better acceleration, risking the potential unsteadiness of the car. As he works his way towards the line, decides to pull it into the pits. Bob Rossi now in 7th, I think maybe just on a cool down lap. I think so, maybe. See where Brandon is on track. Just coming through Ascari now. Works his way up through the gears. running towards the line. We have just over 2 minutes left in this current session. Another yellow flag on track. As Skippy has retired, we pulled off to the side. I don't know how that happened. He may have hit the wall or something similar. See if he's still there. He's just on that right hand side there. But I think Undertaker's lap he's on his out lap anyway. Pushing through. Some guys just trying to get one more lap in. Jokerman comes out the pits with 2 minutes to go, so he'll be looking to set a last minute lap. I don't think Brandon will have time to get the car turned around and get out on another lap. It's Billy on out lap, looking to get 3 poles in a row this week. Most drivers just getting it ready for that last ditch lap, trying to build the ERS deployment back up. We got, I think, a Toro Rosso gone off. Yeah, Fifi just letting others through. Maybe I think he has a bit of front wing damage to the side there. And we got maybe a coming together between 2 cars, I'm not sure. Car's going slowly through there. I think we'll follow It's Billy as he tries to get his 3rd pole in a row here at Monza. He's going to have 1 car just in front, so might be able to get a bit of a slipstream towards turn 1. The slipstream very powerful around here, especially such a power dependent circuit. Up into 8th gear. Try and get late on the brake as possible, carry as much speed. Nice line through the first 2 corners. And now he's going to work his way round the Curva Grande towards the Della Rogers Cane. Jokerman still on pole here, and It's Billy was 5 thousandths there down on his best first sector, but he's gonna give it everything through the middle. We've got the pass behind who's really caught up through this lap already. I think it may be the Haas of Super Bounty. It is. See, he is getting an absolutely beautiful tow down these straights here. As I assume he's going to be smashing on the rev limiter maybe at the end here, as the checkered flag is out. So these are the final laps we're going to see. As It's Billy runs a little bit wide, trying to carry the speed through, and he's gone very wide there. And I think he's settled on 3rd now. I don't think he'll be improving off that. Follow the Haas now to the end of the lap. Number 66 of Super Bounty, and he runs towards the line now. Carrying the speed, running a little bit wide. And pulls in the pits. I think he might have had an invalidated lap. Is anyone still setting a lap? Hayward trying to improve on his position. He does. Jumps up into 12, just nipping Fifi at the line. It's like the Alpha's pulling into the pits. The Jokerman didn't quite improve there, but secures the pole position. Looking at the chat, fan favourite from the most recent comment. So I think Luss and Mad Wizard seem to be the only guys able to set a lap now. See what he does through the final corner, or will he pull it into the pits? I think he might just pull into the pits, judging by where the lap timer is already. I think Mad Wizard might have his lap invalidated, so he can be pulling into the pits as well. But that is your qualifying session in round 11 of C4. We have Jokerman on pole, followed by Brandon, followed by It's Billy. All separated almost by just the 10th there. And we've got a massive group of cars between the mid to late 1 minute 20, so you should see a very close race between these guys today. We saw 2 very good races yesterday in C1 and C3, so we're hoping for the same today. Of course, you've got to remember turn 1 is one of the most trickiest here, with all the cars concertining up into a really slow, tight, technical hairpin. With some drivers not braking potentially as early as they should do with cars in front. For that to come, we have 27 laps of this Monza circuit. Autodrome Nacional Monza. With Jokerman on pole from Brandon, from It's Billy as your top 3. The Red Bulls maybe a bit further back than they want to be, but the McLaren driver of Jokerman will be very happy with that, who currently sits 7th in the championship. So we're looking for his first win this season in the C4 Championship. Of course, Brandon in second is your most prolific winner with 4 wins currently under his belt, and Gu having 3 to his name. But Gu has 9 podiums, so potentially more consistent driver in the series so far, getting a massive lead in the runnings. And we'll just wait for the start of your race as the guys finalise any last minute strategy decisions. It's normally a one stop here. I think most guys will be starting on the soft compound tyre, soft to medium, but you never know, a safety car can throw a spanner in the works here, maybe a VSC as well. I said we saw a safety car at the first corner in C3 yesterday and a VSC on the first lap in C1. So we're hoping to all get through cleanly, but the drivers will have to be aware of on-the-fly strategy changes. See, they're all lined up on the grid, ready for the formation lap here. All doing a few practice starts, trying to get the tyres up to temperature as they work their way around Monza for the last time calmly. They'll be driving around, giving it everything for 27 laps after this, and we're looking forward to it immensely. As we go through the order then, again, starting on pole is Dopeyman. In second we have Brandon 999. In third for the Ferrari it's Billy. In fourth, championship leader Gu. Fifth, Monkey Meg. We're looking to try and get a podium, try and get his second podium, maybe his first win of the series. Lawson and Mercedes in sixth. Super Bounty, the Haas in seventh. We have McLaren, Dr. Stevens starting in eighth. And Bogrovsky is jumped back onto the grid in the Williams, so he's starting at ninth. Mad was a 10th in the Ferrari. Composite in 11th in the other Red Bull. Hayward in 12th, Racing Point. Got Fifi in 13th. 14th is Undertaker. 15th is Pete. 16th Skippy in the Renaults, also sat on the grid. And in 17th we have Herbo for the Alpha, rounding off the pack. Like, starting at the back can sometimes be a benefit here if you can just avoid all the chaos, pick your line perfectly. As they work their way through Ascari now, trying to keep that temperature building up as the anticipation builds here at Monza. Will Tifosi be looking for a win from your man in third, Billy? Or will it be a Mercedes or McLaren win? Or can Gu build his way up from fourth to try and keep his dominance in the championship so far? Well, if we have a new winner, we'll just have to wait and find out. It's going to be an interesting start here. Just set. As they work their way towards the line now. As we wait for the red lights here, the start of the Italian Grand Prix. The car seems to all be lined up with 3 drivers on the medium tyres. Turbo's left the session. You can join. We've got 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go in Monza C4. And it seems to be a good start from the McLaren up front. And the Ferrari might just be alongside the Mercedes, trying to battle over P2. McLaren seems to have got away well. Oh no, he's gone a little bit too deep into the corner. Can Brandon get round the outside? He just about has. Dopeyman's going to try and fight it back now down the Curva Grande. Everyone seems to have got through okay so far. And it could be a 4-way battle for the lead as Dopeyman has dropped down into P2. The Mercedes of Luss trying to go down the inside of Ferrari, but everyone just about cleanly through on the brakes. Got a few changes of positions further behind as they work their way now down to the Lesmos, hopefully trying to line themselves up. And we seem to be having cars side by side here through coming out of that Della Roger chicane now. So on, very wide from McLaren there, but he keeps it going. And Gu's dropped down into P6 now, so not an ideal start from your championship leader as he sits behind Super Bounty. And always got to move up the inside. The Haas trying to get up the inside of the Racing Point. And look, Dr. Stevens has spun round, just well avoided there from Undertaker. And Dr. Stephen in the McLaren has now dropped down to last in 17th. Two cars side by side, may have been a bit of contact there between the two of them. And we got the two Racing Points battling as well, with Bogorowski in the middle in a Racing Point sandwich. And we could have an overtake as Joker Man, and it's Billy side by side down in Summit. Billy trying to get into third, but Joker Man's going to hold it up the inside, jumps over the curb. And Billy could have the better exit going towards the Della Roger through the curb of ground. Got moved behind as well as Super Bounty moves up into P4. But it's Billy gets the move done, but here comes Joker Man coming right back at him. As they work, can he find a way? Maybe down the inside as he dives. No, hangs back a little bit here, playing the long game. And Super Bounty gets the move done. And this Hayward's gone off or something as well as he drops down the field. Maybe an incident in turn one. The Joke Man has got to try and hang on as Brandon has almost checked out here. As we try and get the times up as he comes up in a minute. But two, we got Goo trying to go round the outside of Super Bounty, just gets squeezed out a little bit as he runs over the curb there. Got a yellow flag in sector 2 as well. Can't seem to go slowly, and it's off. Luss has gone off. Actually making contact with somebody. And the Renault almost goes into the back of him. Well avoided there from Skippy as they come through this. Oh, big crash between Undertaker and Fever. I think both have lost their front wings. And that would not be ideal for them as they're both now trying to fight to get into the pit lane. Cut to it almost just a tiny bit too late as they're both now into the pits. We got seen bouncing close to battle from Fifi and Herb as they work their way towards the first corner. Fifi's got a tank stop, I think he may have tapped the back of the car, and we got a virtual safety car neutralising this race. See guys at the back picking for mediums and hards going to the end from here. But eventual start, they would just cut to some of the action as there might have been a coming together towards the Parabolica. Not too sure who was the cause, but three cars in the pits. Luss was going off at Ascari, and then Undertaker and Monkey Man coming off a bit further down the road. But Brannon has got an ideal start. Nice and clear for him. As Jokerman drops down into P4, Goose managed to recover a position, and he's a good start from Bogorowski. I think it's made up a few places so far as we get back under racing, and Jokerman's going to try and I think Super Bounty's got him, but Jokerman's coming straight back at him as they go down in towards the Parabolica, and he's going to go up the inside, but that could leave a good opportunity for Super Bounty going towards turn 1. Of course, no DRS as things stand. He's in the slipstream. Looking to the inside, he's got DRS actually. He's going to hold, and it should be a nice easy move, overtake with DRS, and he's already sat in front of Dopeman, who, trying to go late on the brakes. But they keep it clean. I think the field is a little bit more spread out now. As all we got Mad Wizard making a move on Skippy. We just go down the inside with DRS. Both of them have DRS. And it's a clean overtake from the Ferrari. As he works his way, always Skippy's gone a little bit wide, just about manages to keep it facing the right way with yellow flag in sector 1. I think that is for him. We have JP Man now trying to catch up to Super Bounty. Obviously Bounty's got back past him. Brilliant restart from the Haas. Did really well there to get through. And Goo looks to potentially be joining this battle anytime soon as well. As it's a lock-up. It's a lock-up for Super Bounty. He's got onto the gravel. That's going to just Dopeman just about manages to get through. And Goo is going to be right on the back of this duo. This battle for P3. We've got moves at the back. We're going to stay with this battle here for the final podium position. Yellow flag in sector 2. Cars coming together. And Super Bounty's gone for the move. And he's just clipped Dopeman as he spun round into the wall. He might have a little bit of front wing damage. And that's going to be gutting for him after a brilliant move on the restart. Was holding his own at that moment. And I think these is the group of cars that caused the yellow in sector 2 earlier. As Herb on the back of Composite now. Composite really aggressively breaking the slipstream there as they go into turn 1. Super Bounty deciding not to pit for a new front wing onto the back of Bogrovsky, excuse me. Maybe looking for a move down into the Della Roger chicane, but I think he might be a little bit too far back as things stand. Dr. Stevens is going to go side by side with Pete as they go down in towards the Della Roger. I think he's just going to yield that place, and he does. Plays it a bit safe, but it's better than risking any damage at the moment. Super Bounty all over the back of Bogrovsky now. He's got DRS as they go towards Ascari, and he could be looking for a move down the inside. He's going to go for it as they go down in locks of tyre, but both of them get through cleanly. Good overtake from Super Bounty as he looks to regain the position, the time lost from the guys in front. Obviously maybe looking for a way back pass, but not on this occasion. There's a gap at the front. We've got 4 seconds between Billy and Brandon. Jokerman just 3 seconds behind Billy, and Goot is within less than a second. Look at the McLaren having another go at Pete, maybe down into turn 1. He should be having DRS. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. I don't know what for. Looks like one of the Hasses at the back, but we're going to stay with this. He looks to go down the inside. Does Dr. Steven? Not quite. Just backs out of it. Maybe going to get a better run towards the Della Roger chicane as they go through the Curva Grande. And Goo looks to be closing up very nicely towards another. I don't know what the yellow flag's for now. Bogrovsky and Super Bounty still close. He's managed to hang on to him through the corners so far, and Goo looks to be closing up to Dopey Man as things progress into lap 6. I'm going to be pitting just around lap 12. Of course, with any cars out on track, I'm made to think about. Oh, and Stevens gone past Pete. May have been a bit of a mistake there. We go back to, we got side by side. Super Bounty maybe went for a late, or Bogrovsky maybe went for a late. Maybe Fifi could be going past the pair of them as they run down towards the Parabolica. Composite joining in on the battle as well. Almost 3 abreast there, but it's going to be too wide as a little bit of contact. The Haas going up the inside, defending P5. He's gone very wide there. They now run towards turn 1. It's going to battle who's going to have DRS here. And they go 3 wide into turn 1. Bogrovsky currently in lead, but it could be a late dive from the Toro Rosso. Not quite. I think Super Bounty's just going to hold it. And he is, and Bogrovsky slots in second. I think there were no position changes in there. They now work their way towards the Della Roger. Bogrovsky here looking very racy as he gets towards, using a lot of ERS. As he could be looking, Super Bounty is thinking about going defensive. A little bit too far back, and Fifi goes in very late but holds it very well. Of course, Composite is just behind the pair of them. Skippy just behind Hayward. It was a 3-second time penalty for Pete. I assume that maybe is a corner cutting penalty. This is your closest battle on track at the moment. Oh, but Dopey Man is very close to Goo as they now come towards the Parabolica. Hayward's getting up to back off Pete, but we're going to stay with this as this could be interesting into turn 1. As Hayward has got past Pete. I think maybe down into Ascari. And now will Dopey Man have the DRS? He will as they fly towards turn 1. Could this be a formality? And Skippy has retired in this race. I don't know where, it looks just on the middle straight, but Dopey Man is going to get past into turn 1, goes around the outside perfectly there. And up into P3, defends the position, I should say. Very well. And we've got this gaggle of cars fighting over P5. Now 11 seconds of giving Dopey Man up the road. I think these two are going to have an almighty battle through the race. Very evenly matched so far. And we've got someone else left the session maybe. As Herb on the back of Mad Wizard. As they work their way through the Della Roger chicane. Now we're on board with Composite as he works his way through the second Lesmo. And now both of them have DRS as they work their way towards Ascari. Getting to right to the end of 7th gear. He maybe looks up the inside but hangs back, trying to get a good run through Ascari as he rides the curb perfectly there. And Fifi jumps over the curb. He's going to be in the slipstream as he then moves to the inside. Could get the move done before the main pitch straight. And we've got a move 4 up front. Honest, It's Billy came into the pits. We've got It's Billy in the pits. The first man, he's pulling the trigger. As Fifi's gone wide and Composite, I think, coming to the pits. A lot of the cars. We've got Super Bounty coming to the pits as well now. If you're looking to replace that front wing damage. And It's Billy coming out on the mediums. And Dopey Man just... Scoot got past. Gooman's got past. Dopey Man. Heading into turn 1. We missed that with all the the people triggering the pit stops. As Scoot goes a little bit wide, kicking up the gravel. So Super Bounty coming out. He's coming out in 12th. As Billy's come out in 9th so far. When we got Composite almost pushing Bogger obviously round the corner there as we cut to them through the first Lesmo. And Bogger's gone a little bit wide, almost opening the door there for Composite, but not quite wide enough. And Mad Wizard and Fifi are joining the duel as well. As Bogger's got a really good run out of the Lesmo, and he looks to maybe have broken clear here. As they work their way towards Ascari. Both of them clean through. Will other guys be coming into the pits? As that Brandon does not pit, he stays out to complete lap 10. See everyone else hanging on a bit longer. Maybe Billy picks up a little bit of damage, but Fifi's coming round the outside of Composite as they go down his power block, and he's got the move done already. Up into P5 from Fifi. But he might go a little bit wide, open the door back for Composite, and he's got past. As Bogger obviously pulls into the pits. And now side by side, Composite and Fifi switching positions as they work their way down the straights. Composite's going to have the inside, but just tucks back in behind Fifi. Good move from Fifi there. Started all the way before Parabolica. And now as they work their way towards turn 3, can they do anything? We've got more guys in the pits. Mad Wizards come into the pits as well. As switching positions all the time. Fifi, I think, is going to stay ahead as they're going to see who comes in first. It is Fifi. Just keeping that 4th place just on the fringe of the podium. And this is still our currently closest battle on the track. As maybe coming into the pits at the end of this lap. Oh, the guys behind are getting a little bit tank stop, and it's Billy could be coming past. Mr. Herbo, and that is big for him because didn't want to get holed up. Coming onto the new tyres, want to get out, try and make the undercut work maybe. Of the guys in front. You're penalty for someone maybe speeding in the pit lane. I just missed that. Saw it very late on as Brandon does come into the pit, so Goot is now your race leader. So we're going to see what these guys do. Composite, maybe he'll pit this lap. Alternate from his teammate, but he stays out. Fifi does pull into the pits to see if the overcut can maybe work for Composite here. And yeah, Dopey Man just coming out the pits now. But Billy has already gone past. He is down the straight. He's not managed to catch up as Mad Wizard left the session. Yeah, he's currently ghosting. Hopefully he can get back in there. See if he comes out the pits as well. And all the cars seem to spread out at the moment, apart from Monkey Meg and Bogorovsky. Monkey Meg, of course, had that incident earlier on. He's trying to go to the end. He's going to go to the inside because Toro Rosso just in front. And he just can't quite get on through on the inside. Bit awkward there with Fifi coming out of the pits. Of course, no fault of his own. They were racing at that point. Hayward, I think, just had a little moment because he's dropped back from Dopey Man. Another one of the drivers who I think has come out since the start. Started on the mediums, trying to go a bit longer. Maybe avoid some contact further now. Look for a safety car. We've not had a safety car yet. And that, of course, could be a factor with some of the guys when they get into battling. Billy now coming onto the back of Composite. And we've got Goot in the pits. Goot is coming into the pits. So we're really interested to see where he comes out. Brandon should be retaking the lead. And we'll Composite pull into the pits as well, so we're going to have both Red Bulls in the pits. Hopefully he does not get held up as Fifi gets a time penalty there. And looks like Gu has just missed out as he comes out the pit lane now. How will he fare with Dopey Man? That's the big question. I think he's gonna be nice and clear and also have the Alpha in between as he works his way into turn 1. Herbo and McLaren just behind. Herbo's still out. I think the only driver who is only soft runner that has not pitted yet. And Dopey Man will want to try and dispatch him quickly to get after Gu. Because Gu has one lap fresher tyres though, so that could be pivotal towards the end of the race. Oh, he's gone very wide, almost taking out Dopey Man. He has crashed. Herbo has crashed into the wall, and he just lost it coming out of the first Lesmo. And we have a VSC for it. Heartbreaking for him, trying to make the alternate strategy work, and I don't know if Dopey Man has any damage from that. It just sort of got collected up in Herb's accident. I think he has. He's lost a bit of that front right as we look at it end play, and that is a big blow for Dopey Man. Just caught up in Herb's accident, and race control said DRS has been enabled, and I think we are green and racing again. Oh, that's been really, really gutting for him, and I think Sue Bounty may have got another great jump off of the VSC, looking to get past Pete, who has not pitted yet. On the back of the Alpha, looking for a move down into turn 1 with DRS enabled. This could be a formality as he looks to the inside. Easily passed, but can Pete come back on the brakes? Gets on the grass there and pushes him a little bit wide, but I think Bounty's just going to stay clear of that. Pete maybe just trying to look to move around the outside, try and get the position back and brake on the grass, just didn't have the grip and slid into the back. But no one's harmed there, so I think everything will be okay with that one. So Mad Wizard still doesn't look like, oh, he's his button, still doesn't look like he's back in the session, so he's slowly dropping down the order, unfortunately for him. This Monkey Meg coming onto the back of Bogorovsky. But in this place, out of the top 3, who looks in the best position? I think Brandon's gap has definitely dropped down, but of course Billy does have the older tyres. Maybe it's made the undercut work beautifully for him. But I think if we look at it with so much long left in the race, and his fastest lap for Brandon is maybe he's now trying to build the gap back up. Gu does have the freshest tyres out of the 3 of them, and that could pay dividends with Fifi battling away with Pete as they go down towards the Parabolica. We cuts this in there, and he's going to go round the outside. Round the outside there, keeping the position, but that's going to give Pete the slipstream down in towards turn 1. Who's going to get DRS? I think it looks like it will be Pete. He's going to try and regain that position back. Of course, he pitted very early, or started on the tyres. I can't quite remember. Billy's at the session, and no, that is gutting for him. Don't know what has happened. Both Ferraris not having a great time of it today. Spogroff onto the back of Monkey Meg, 44. Probably won't be doing anything this time, but Monkey Meg, of course, went onto the hards very early on, so Bogrossi should have the grip in comparison as they work their way through the first Lesmo and into the second. I think everyone's just settling into this. Oh, it's a big, oh, it's a crash, and he's gotten away with it without tiring. Monkey Meg on the older tyres, spun coming out of the second Lesmo, and that is gutting for him. Just about going to get it round as the ghosted Mad Wizard gets past him, and that is gutting for him. He's trying to go long into the race, he just lost it on the corner, but he's lucky. At least he's still in this race. We could have a safety car at some point, which could bring the pack all back together. And Brandon has almost checked out because of Billy's ghosting. And that's matter, but Gu is going to be closing up on him, and I think we'll take second place very easily at this rate. And so it's going to be about 7 seconds off Brandon. Can he do something? Because Brandon does have the most wins in the championship so far. But consistency for him has been key in getting the points up the field. And Bogossi now onto the back of Pete as we work our way down into the Della chicane. We look up the inside. No, hangs back a bit. Maybe line the move up elsewhere, and Gu has got past Billy. So that is gutting for him and the Ferrari team. Of course, it's Billy, our super pole person from the last 2 rounds, but Bogos is going to be looking to come back past Pete here as they go down towards Ascari. Just sits back a little bit, maybe try and get a better run through the corners to work his way towards the Parabolica. No DRS here, of course, and he just seems to drop back a little bit, maybe a bit of DRS saving to have another proper go at him. Of course, much fresher tyres, almost 9 laps fresher. Pete's gone very wide there, maybe getting out wide on the marbles. This is going to give Bogossi the brilliant chance to get past on the main straight. In the slipstream, it already looks to the inside already. That's how much of a better run he got at the corner. DRS now wide open as the pair goes side by side, almost tyre face to tyre face. And I think he's going to get the move done down the inside into turn 1, but and Pete's gone wide into the corner, and I think he's going to drop right back with that, and maybe Lausanne Composite could be onto him here. Could have a freer battle for 9th. All of a sudden, just Pete just trying to maybe go around the outside, breaks a little bit too deep into the corner on those older tyres, but the free line up in order. Well, just a little bit tail happy there, and Composite's going to be right on the back of him now, looking to fight over that last points paying position as they go down towards Ascari. DRS for the Mercedes and the Red Bull, flying towards Ascari, 330 kilometers per hour. No moves down into Ascari, and all clean through here. But it looks like Luss has gone a little bit too wide, and this could put Composite onto the back of him. He's just hanging out the toe a bit there, maybe trying to spot his braking a bit better. As they now line up for the run, and we got Hayward in the pits. Of course, I think this might be his first stop in the race. And we got Pete gone a bit wide there as we cut to the pit lane, and he's going to drop back. And now we're going to have a battle between Luss and Composite on the run to turn 1. Hayward's going on his final stint on the soft, but we're on board with Composite. Maybe let's go to the outside. Luss just covers it off perfectly there and takes the lead, but maybe he's a little bit compromised through, and he gets a time penalty for his troubles going over the curb there. And Composite's going to get the better exit out of the corner and get the position as he works his way up through the Curva Grande. I think he's a little bit too far back. Luss to maybe have another go at retaking the position. I think what could be interesting here with this battle is we could have Hayward on the softs, closing them down at a rapid rate of knots. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2 somewhere. And there it is. The hat has gone off of Super Bounty, letting Fifi pass into 5th. And Bogos is going to close the gap up by over 7 seconds on Super Bounty. And that is gutting for him. Super Bounty's done some good racing so far, but on mistake he's just dropped back. You see Hayward's already taken a second out of the Red Bull and the Mercedes up the road. As Dr. Stevens coming up to the ghosting Mad Wizard, gutting for the Ferrari team today. I mean, it's Billy still currently on the podium, but Dopey Man I'm sure will catch him before the end of the race. As Luss has dropped back from Composite, I think Composite's got, maybe Luss made a little mistake and just dropped a little bit back. As Dr. Stevens gets past Mad Wizard in the Ferrari, I think maybe on the straight. Will he get DRS? Ghosted cars get DRS. As into the pits comes Luss. He's going to go onto the softs for the final stint of this race. And now the race just calms down for a little bit. Maybe waiting for another battle to occur on track. Maybe Super Bounty can catch up to Fifi and see if he can do anything to get that P5. It's just 3 seconds off the Toro Rosso driver, I should say. Composite now catching up to the back of Bogorowski after Luss's pit stop. And of course Hayward's now 6.2 seconds behind the pair of them, so he's going to be doing his best to close up through the lap. Dr. Stevens got back past Mad Wizard. They're now having a ghosting battle. Goose still 7 seconds off Brandon in front, and he looks like he might have checked out. If he gets through this incident free, it could be a nice win for the Mercedes driver. He currently sits second in the championship. Bogorowski now weaving down the straight, trying to break the toe as Composite gets ever closer. Got DRS as well at the very low. Bogorowski's got loads of DRS to play with. The Composite not quite so much, maybe it's a bit saving for that middle sector. And now work his way through the Curva Grande. I think this will be our closest on-track battle at the moment, with Ghosted Car of Mad Wizard and Dr. Stevens still having a right battle. As Pete says the fastest lap of the race is 123.3, down in 13th, as he is one of the soft runners trying to really push up the field now. As can Composite get past Bogorowski, gets the DRS and looks to maybe try and look for a move down into the Ascari, but I think he's going to be a little bit too far back to have it go down here. And Brandon's got a time penalty out front, 3-second corner time penalty, but Bogorowski's gone a little bit too wide, and Composite's going to be right on the back of him now in the slipstream as they run towards the Parabolica. Dopey Man has got past It's Billy. It's Billy comes into the pits. Change on softs, and Composite is going to try and set this move up now as he's onto the back of the Williams of Bogorowski, and then now run down the main straight. He's going to be in the slipstream, in the DRS, as you've got It's Billy's car coming out back on track now to throw a spanner in the works. He'll be looking down the inside, just tucks back in behind, could get a run through Curva Grande into the De La Roja. And now coming out of turn 2, they're going to have a sweeping turn of 3. You could be looking down the outside. It's the fastest lap from Lux in the Mercedes down in P12 on the softs. He could be looking at the inside, but just decides not to go for the dive bomb, as It's Billy's Ghosted Car is right behind the pair of them. Maybe just adding a little bit of pressure to them, as Composite still tucked underneath that rear wing of Bogorowski through the middle sector. 2 lap fresher tyres as they work their way now down towards Ascari. DRS wide open. This could be an easy overtake as he looks to go round the outside here. Could do it the hard way. Could be squeezing into the wall a little bit there, but just tucks back as they go through Ascari. Now right underneath Bogorowski. Bogorowski jumps over the curb and gets away with it, maybe leaving a bit of momentum now, as Composite is all over the back of him, trying to find a way past. He's got better pace at this moment in the race. Of course, Composite in 4th in the championship, Bogorowski in 10th. And now they go towards turn 1. Bogorowski already started a bit of weaving, trying to break that toe, but with DRS this could be too powerful, but he doesn't have a lot of DRS deployment. Does Composite looking to go down the inside here, and he's going to just get the move done, tucks in front. And good move from the Red Bull driver, who will move up into P6, gaining 2 extra points for his troubles as you move from 7th to 6th. And he's already pulled out a little bit of a gap here, and I think maybe through the middle sector that fresher tyre life could help him just pull away. He looks a little bit more confident as he works his way through the middle sector now. We've got Super Bounty and Fifi just in front. Super Bounty trying to reel him back in after he made that mistake earlier on. As it looks like at the front we are almost set for the podium as they're spread out at the moment. Of course, Hayward still reeling this battle of Bogorowski and Composite in, but Composite looks like he might have just broken clear here. Composite using those soft compound tyres to reel them in. Now so we've got Dr. Stevens and Mad Wizard still fighting, as Ghosts on board with Lux on this, another guy on the soft compound tyres. Now Dave Man on the mediums, all the guys at the front line astern with their gaps. I think the next sort of proper battle we could be looking at is maybe Steve Bounty if he can get onto the back of Fifi, and he's pulled up massively. Maybe Fifi made a tiny mistake into turn 1, but the gap is less than a second now, so he'll be getting DRS if he keeps it the same. It's Billy looks to be coming onto the back of Bobrovsky, but I don't think he's driving the car, and it is ghosting. Steve Bounty will really need to try and close up through this first Lesmo to get the DRS down into Ascari. So it's like real Formula 1, waiting for that crescendo at the end of the Grand Prix, as he's just not quite going to have DRS, but he might be able to get the benefit of the slipstream from the distance here as they go down towards Ascari. And it's Billy's got past Bogorowski. At least he's going to get the DRS now, try and help him get back towards Composite. And now as they work their way towards the Parabolica, the battle for 4th. And Hayward's now is within touching distance of Bogorowski behind, so I have to keep an eye on that as well. We'll quickly flick to that. Hayward's caught up to the back of Bogorowski on the soft common tyres and could be looking for a move down into turn 1. Actually, Bounty gets DRS, but he may be a little bit too back with no ERS deployment, so we'll go to Hayward. He's already right on the back of Bogorowski. Pete's got a 3-second time penalty, and he's going to be looking to the inside here and maybe send it down the inside into turn 1. Because I could have him covered up. Bogorowski's going to go nice and wide, maybe try and get the switch back into the next corner as Super Bounty got very close there to Fifi, but drops back a tiny bit. Can Bogorowski get the run on Hayward into this corner? Not quite, to be a little bit too far back. Bounty's dropped back. I don't know, maybe he's picked up a bit of damage here. You see, oh boy, yeah, he has. He's picked up a tiny bit of damage on the front wing. I don't think that was from earlier, or it might have been from earlier. I'm not sure. Yellow flag in sector 3. Has the Haas stopped on the straight? Or is he in the pit lane? He's in the pits. Comes to the pits. Here you go. Still your race leaders run out at the front, as we have the ghosting cars still battling away. As Hayward has dispatched Bogorowski now. Maybe lost way too far back, I think, to catch up and try and get that position back. But Hayward will be looking to get past the ghost of It's Billy, pick up some extra points. As Composite's trying to get onto the back of Super Bounty. He comes into the pits now, not happy with that damage. Maybe a little bit too much just to carry on. He could be coming onto the softs. That could cost him the points though. Maybe it would have been better to stay out and maybe serving a time penalty. I don't know. He drops down the order, waiting for the guys to change his front wing. And Hayward has got past It's Billy into turn 1, solidifying that 6th place now as they work their way up through the Curva Grande into the Della Roggia. So everyone's a little bit spaced out here. It's everyone's getting into the groove of Monza. So after 24 laps, you're almost in a rhythm, and as the tyre wear start to go, we could see some mistakes creep in on the last few laps. And Dr. Stevens still battling away with Mad Wizard for the final few points positions, and could Pete catch up as Super Bounty's come out right behind him. Bogorowski's got another little time penalty there. Going up the inside maybe there is Super Bounty. He's come out on fresh super soft, looking to be really racy here. And now the run towards Ascari. Looking to go up the inside. Squeeze there by Pete, but he's going to get the move done, I think, into Ascari. Bold move on the fresh softs. You've got to hand it to him. I think getting P10 can be a little bit too much to ask. The two ghost battle away. Just look at the comments while we got a little bit breaking this. Goes from Hayward. Yeah, Hayward has done really well coming back through the pack on the softs. We did say it when he was catching up to the battle in front. He was doing it at a rate of knots, and he's done really well to catch up to the guys and get past. And maybe Composite just a little bit too far at the road, hoping for a little mistake to creep in from one of the guys up the front. But Fifi's held his own at the moment and worked his way up through the field. I think he's got the lap runner of Undertaker just in front of him. As we are on lap 26, the penultimate lap of this race, and we've sort of forgot about Brandon a little bit. He's just checked out at the front with Gu just behind him, keeping that gap. It's been under 8 seconds pretty much the whole race. It's slowly built up from about 7 when Billy dropped off this duo, and then JP Man sat behind them, 2 of them in 3rd. Got anyone battling apart from Ghost? Do we have any non-Ghosts battling? It's Billy still on the back of Hayward. Composite is just trying to reel Fifi in with less. They have 2 laps to go themselves. Another time penalty for Bogorovsky as he's clean through turn 1 and 2. See if anything else is happening on track. Got 15 runners still here as we look to Brandon, who's going to start his final lap. Mercedes has pretty much led from start to finish, bar the pit stop phase. Composite gets a 3-second penalty, and that could cost him. So if you penalties him, that maybe could just change 1 or 2 positions in the field, maybe in the points as well. As Brandon, starts his final lap. The number 24 Mercedes works his way through the Curva Grande, first sector for the last time, and it's been a great race from him. Great speed. He did a good qualifying to get into P2, and when he got into the lead, he hasn't looked back. As Pete has got a penalty too. That could cost him, with them all being within 2 seconds of each other down there. Got Gu just coming through the Della Roger now, and Dopey Man down the main straight. I think this is probably the closest battle we've got on track, as Composite will be hoping for a final lap mistake from the 4th place man, Fifi. And with Brandon just coming through, I think we'll stay on board with him as he comes up towards the Parabolica. It's been a fantastic race from the Mercedes driver, as he has dominated here in Monza. We've got someone's gone off. Gu has gone off into the final lap. He looks like he's gone off into Ascari, and that is gutting for the championship leader, as Brandon is going to take the win. A brilliant win from him, and we try and see what happened to Gu, and that's going to be gutting for him. Absolutely gutting. See if we can see Gu, and it looks like he's just gone off, maybe lost it here in the mid part of Ascari, and that is going to be gutting for the championship leader, as he looked to get us nailed on P2. You saw how long it took for J-Man to catch back up to him, but that is going to be really frustrating for the championship leader, who looked to extend, looked to keep the gap down, and Brandon could have blown the championship wide open by gaining 25 points on the Red Bull. But look, Fifi's going to come home to take a podium, so well done to Fifi in the Toro Rosso. He'll be very, very happy with that indeed, who looks to take his first podium of the season, so he'll be very, very happy with that. Oh no, he's lost it, oh, he lost it due to penalties. I was not looking at the screen, I was trying to find out where he was in the championship, and he's lost it on penalties. We've got a few drivers switching about because the penalties. Hayward up into a very well deserved P5. Super Bounty looks like he's in P7, beaten by It's Billy. And what a race from the Mercedes up front. Absolutely gutting from Hayward. No, well done from Hayward, sorry. Get my words mixed up. I was looking at the comments. But a great race from Brandon, with Dr. Stephen in second, and Fifi takes his first podium of the series, so he'll be very, very happy with that. Great race from Fifi. Podium's really mixing it up at the end there. Gutting for Fifi as Composite takes to the podium for his third podium of the season. And hopefully you've enjoyed the commentary here today, and it's been a good race for everyone. See, well done to Hayward, no penalties. See, perfect race from him. Did really well, and such an easy track just to maybe take a little corner cut here and there. But that has been round 11 of the C4 Season 6 F1 2019 Championship on RLH. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed commentaries. Hopefully my commentary's not been too bad, and we'll see you next week for the Singapore Grand Prix going towards Asia. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.